So the first thing I want to say is happy anniversary to my amazing husband. And he's just my partner, my best friend, and the love of my life. So thank you for tolerating me, and happy anniversary to Daniel. And wanted to touch base with you guys and talk about my husband and our relationship. And it's been a great run. And hopefully only the beginning. So people often ask us, they'll say, oh, you guys are such a cute couple, and, they think we're like this perfect couple. And, I'm going to be honest, it's not perfect. I mean, I don't think there's any such thing as perfect. But I think that as far as relationships go, it's really good. I mean, it's as close as perfect as going to get, because we've learned how to work with each other. We've learned how to deal with, moods and disagreements and things like that. And I think that's what makes it work. So, I just want to focus on the gratitude of that today. And I think that's one of the things that does help us both, is that we're on the same mission. I love what he does. And we have this amazing mission of helping people, and we do that together. And we're both very focused on gratitude, and we do that as a daily practice. And, it's a wonderful thing to do together. When you get stuck and you disagree on something, like yesterday, we had a very minor disagreement on something, but it wasn't an argument or anything. But before we ever let it get to that place, it's like, wait a second, let's stop and think about, how much do we have to be grateful for? We just, there's too many things, and this life is too short, and I have news for you, we're all going to die. So it's like, how do you want to live? So that's really the most important thing, is focusing on how you want to spend your time here. And I think that if you can really think about that, we get so stuck on stupid stuff. And believe me, I'm a hothead. I'm just being really honest. If somebody upsets me, I can be a hothead. So Daniel is sort of the yin to my yang. And I always say he sort of grounds me. He's sort of mellow and kind of grounds me. And because I can have a temper if somebody really upsets me. So I like having that sort of calming force in my life and sort of grounding force in my life. But he's a strong personality also. So we've had to learn how to find our way and deal with each other. Sorry, I'm like a mess today. Deal with each other and give each other some space when we need to. So we focus on gratitude, and now having him in my life has really changed how I deal with everybody, because I know about brain types. So I know when, I know my daughter, how to deal with her. I know my mom, how to deal with her. I know when someone is stuck on thoughts, don't beat it over, don't beat them over the head and try and argue with them. It won't work. So knowing about brain health and brain science and ADD, and when someone is stuck, or PMS, or all these things, can really improve your relationships. And that's been so helpful to me, where I used to think someone was just a jerk. Now I can step back and go, oh, maybe they have past trauma. Maybe they have a hot cingulate. Maybe they have ADD, or whatever it is. And I can look at it from a different perspective and not get so stuck in my way of thinking, and it has to be my way or they're a jerk. So that's really one of the big secrets for us. And so we'd love to have you join our community. If you want to join ours and learn more about your brain, you can actually take a free brain health assessment if you want to on our website. But that's not why I'm here today. When you do what you love, you can't stop doing it. But we have that for free for you. So that is one thing. I have a lot of questions. I'm going to answer your questions, but I'm going to come back to them, okay? Because I want to go through this. So one thing that I do when he's irritating me, on those occasions when he's not giving me my way, so I have to be really honest. This is sort of funny. When he tells me no, I almost go into shock, because he so rarely says no to me that I almost have a nervous breakdown when I hear the word no. He'll say no to me and I'm like, I'm sorry, what did you say? Because it's just not something I'm used to hearing. And so I will literally stop and think about it. If we have a disagreement over something and he's stuck on saying no over something, I have to stop and think about it for a minute. And I'm like, all right, let me just think about this for a second. And I'll think about what I'm grateful for. I will ask myself if what I'm thinking is true. Is it really true? And then I'll ask myself how I feel when I have that thought. This is sort of the work of Byron Katie. But then I quickly jump to a turnaround, and I'll do the opposite of whatever my thought is. he's being irritating, he's being, annoying, whatever the thought is, and I'll do a turnaround on it. I'm being irritating. I'm being annoying. Quite frankly, that's probably usually more the truth. So I know I'm irritating and annoying, and he puts up with me. So he really puts up with me a lot. And he loves my kid, and he loves my family. And so then I'll find myself going down that road. He has, had my dad live in our house when he was going through hospice. He had my father-in-law, my mom's husband, live in our house when he was going through hospice. He's one of the most caring people I know. And if you get out of that rut and start thinking about all the nice things about that person, you'll quickly shift. And it's just a really much better way to think about the person in your life. And be honest. This is the next thing. Be honest with yourself, because we can all get stuck on something and go, you know what? It would just be easier not to have to deal with this, right? Everyone has that thought at one time. I certainly did, because I was married before. And I'm just going to be really honest. Divorce is painful. It's expensive. It's hard. And I don't care. I mean, unless, I will say this, if someone's abusive, that's a whole different thing. I'm not going to get into that on this talk. That's a very different thing. I think everyone needs to protect themselves and take care of themselves. That's not what this talk is about. I'm talking about a regular marriage where it's always going to be challenging and hard and you have to work through things. But it is going to be hard. But what people don't think about is how hard being divorced is. That it's never going to be perfect with anyone. I don't care if you meet someone and you think that person is the greatest thing and you think you're going to leave your marriage for them, or whatever it is your story is. There is no one that's going to be perfect, and it's not going to stay that way. And you're always going to have things to work through. And if you're waiting for the next person to be more perfect, good luck with that. So there's no such thing. You have to learn to work through your stuff and learn to deal with the person you're with, for the most part. So, but if it is abusive, then that's something you have to work out. And, just don't find yourself being idealistic. If I leave, it's going to be easier. Probably not. Okay, so if there's a way to deal with it and find things about that person that you love, that you can work out, that you can compromise. Like I said, go forward. In 20 years, is it going to matter? In the end, none of us are going to be around all that long. Does it really matter? The house you want, the car you want, the whatever it is you want, does it really matter? You just have to ask yourself. So I just want to say that. I just want to say, I think that those are some of the ways that we've worked it out, and we've gotten through some things we didn't agree on. Every marriage does, but that's how we do it. Yes, I agree. My husband's rational. He's psychologically savvy. It doesn't mean he always gives me what I want, though. And it doesn't mean I'm always that easy. So those are just some of the things that we do, and I think everyone can learn these things. So happy anniversary, Daniel. I adore you, and thank you for taking such amazing care of our family. And have a great day, everyone. Take care.